Hi, hello, this is Giri teaching 10th mathematics in the chapter real numbers. This is the annual academic calendar for the year 2020 and 21, and this is the first week part 3 video. In this video, we will learn the questions and solutions from exercise 1.1. Dear children, you see now, here is the exercise 1.1. Look at question number 1. Use Euclid's division algorithm to find the HCF of 900 and 270. And the third bit is 1651 and 2032. I shall repeat. Use Euclid's division algorithm to find the HCF of 900 and 270. And the third bit 1651 and 2032. Here is the solution. By using Euclid's division lemma, out of the two numbers 900 and 270, 900 is greater than 270. Therefore, you can write 900 is equal to 270 into 3 plus 90. If we divide 900 with 270, this 270 and 900 3 times, and the remainder is 90. Therefore, by using Euclid's division lemma, 900 is 270 into 3 plus 90. Here what is the remainder? Remainder is 90 and is not equal to 0. Since the remainder is not equal to 0, now let us apply again the Euclid's division lemma to 270 and 90 now. By applying Euclid's division lemma to 270 and 90, this 270 is equal to now 90 into 273 times, that is 90 into 3 plus 0. What is 3 90s? 270. Therefore, the remainder is 0. Since the remainder is 0, therefore, the HCF of both the numbers 900 and 270 is 90. And the third bit now. By using Euclid's division lemma, let us find the HCF of 1651 and 2032. Again, out of the two numbers, 2032 is greater than 1651. If we divide 2032 with 1651, this 1651 2032 one time, and the remainder is 381. If you have any confusion, you may do this revision in rough work. And so that you can write 2032 is 1651 into 1 plus 381. Here the remainder is 381, which is not 0. Now, what is the quotient and what is the remainder? The quotient is 1651 and the remainder is 381. Now apply division rule to 1651 and 381. Now by applying division rule to 1651 and 381, this 381 and 1651 4 times, and the remainder is 127. Therefore, 1651 is equal to 381 into 4 plus 127, and the remainder is not 0 again. Now if you apply Euclid's division lemma to 1651 and 381, then 1651 is equal to 381 and 1651 4 times. Therefore, 381 into 4 plus the remainder is 127. Here what is the remainder? Okay, the remainder is 127. Is it 0? No, it is not 0. Since it is not 0, again we have to do the same method for the quotient and remainder now. In the second case, what is the quotient and remainder? The quotient is 381 and the remainder is 127. Now again apply Euclid's division lemma to 381 and 127. Then 381 is equal to 127 into 3 plus remainder is 0. Here the remainder is 0. If the remainder is 0, then what is the quotient? At the remainder 0, the quotient is 127. Therefore, the HCF of the given numbers 1651 and 2032 is 127. Now, let us see the question number 2. Use Euclid's division lemma to show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5 where q is some integer. I shall repeat. Use Euclid's division lemma to show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5 where q is some integer. Here is the solution. Let us assume that a be a positive odd integer. Then you can apply Euclid's division lemma with a. Here a is equal to, we have to prove that a is either 6q plus 1 or a is either 6q plus 3 or a is either 6q plus 5. This is in the form of a is equal to bq plus r. In this case, what is b? b is equal to 6. A is equal to 6q plus 1, a is equal to 6q plus 3, a is equal to 6q plus 5. Therefore, in the place of b we have 6. You write the same, b is equal to 6. That is, the quotient is 6. Since the quotient is 6, then what are the possible remainders? Remainder should be either 0 or less than 6. If we divide any number with 6, then you will get the remainder either 0 or the remainder may be 1 or the remainder may be 2, 3, 4, 5. But the remainder may not be 6 if you divide with 6. And the remainder may not be 7 or the remainder may not be 8 if you divide with 6. Therefore, the remainder should be either 0 or less than 6. Therefore, what are the values of 0 or less than 6? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Now, here a can be either 6q plus 1. You see, here the remainders are either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Here a is equal to bq plus r. Here r is, if r is 0, then a is bq, that is 6q only. If r is 1, bq plus r means 6q plus 1. If r is 2, bq plus 2. If the remainder is 3, 6q plus 3. If the remainder is 4, 6q plus 4. If the remainder is 5, then a value may be 6q plus 5. Here, what is given? A is an odd positive integer. Since a is an odd positive integer, it should not be divisible by 2. But 6q is divisible by 2. Therefore, 6q is not of the form. And again 6q plus 2 is divisible by 2. Again it is not our required number. And 6q plus 4 is also divisible by 2. Therefore, since a is an odd positive integer, it may not be of the form 6q or 6q plus 2 or 6q plus 4. If we remove these 6q, 6q plus 2 and 6q plus 4 from these different types of numbers, therefore it is of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 and 6q plus 5. Now question number 3. Use Euclid's division lemma to show that the square of the positive integer is of the form 3p or 3p plus 1. I shall repeat. Use Euclid's division lemma to show that the square of a positive integer is of the form 3p or 3p plus 1. Here is the solution. Again, let a be a positive integer and let us apply division algorithm with a. Here I have to prove that a is equal to either 3p or 3p plus 1, which is in the form of bq plus r. 3p plus 1 is a, which is bq plus r, and 3p is a, that which is in the form of bq plus r. Therefore, b is equal to 3. Here 3p plus 1 is bq plus r. Therefore, b is equal to 3. If b is equal to 3, then the quotient is 3. If the quotient is 3, then the possible remainder should be 0, 1 and 2. If we divide any number with 3, then the remainder may be 0 or the remainder may be less than 3. That is, the remainders may be either 0 or 1 or 2. If the remainder is 0, then A is equal to 3Q. If the remainder is 1, A is equal to 3Q plus 1. And if the remainder is 2, then A is equal to 3Q plus 2. Now case 1. If A is equal to 3Q, we have to find the square of the integer, that is 3Q whole square. 3Q whole square is 3 square into Q square. 3 square is 9Q square. You can write this 9Q square as 3 into 3Q square. Now if we assume whole this 3Q square is P, then this is in the form of 3 into P. Clear? Now case 2. Here case 2 means here A is equal to 3Q plus 1. Now we have to find the square. Square means A square is equal to 3Q plus 1 whole square, which is in the form of A plus B whole square. A square, 3Q whole square, plus 2AB. 2 into 3Q into 1, 3 into 2 is 6Q into 1 is 6Q, plus B square is 1 square. Now from the first two terms you can take 3 common, that is 3 into this 3 in 9 3 times 3Q square, plus this 3 in 6 2 times 2Q, plus 1 is separate. Now if we assume that 3Q square plus 2Q is P, then this is in the form of 3 into P plus 1, 3P plus 1. Now the third case, if A is equal to 3Q plus 2, then A square means 3Q plus 2 whole square, which is in the form of A plus B whole square. A square means 9Q square plus 2AB. 2 into 3Q into 2. 3 2 6, 6 2 is 12Q. Plus B square, 2 square is 4. Now you write this 4 as 3 plus 1 and take 3 common now. If you take 3 common, then this is 3Q square. If you take 3 common in 12Q, then it will be 4Q. If you take 3 common from 3 plus 1, then you may take 1 and 1 is separate. You write this 4 as 3 plus 1 and from the 3 you take 3 common, then you may get plus 1 inside and separately 1 is there, therefore this is plus 1. Again, if you assume that 3Q square plus 4Q plus 1 is P, then whole this is in the form of 3P plus 1. Therefore, in all the 3 cases, the square of this integer A square is in the form of either 3P or 3P plus 1. You see, the square of positive integer is in the form 3P or 3P plus 1. Now, question number 5. Show that one and only one out of n plus 2 or n plus 4 is divisible by 3 where n is a positive integer. I shall repeat. Show that one and only one out of n plus 2 or n plus 4 is divisible by 3 where n is a positive integer. Here is the solution. Let n be any positive integer. If n is a positive integer, then you can apply Euclid's division lemma. That is, you may take that n as bq plus r. Here, what is the actual Euclid's division lemma? A is equal to bq plus r. Here it should be divisible by 3. Since it is divisible by 3, the quotient is 3, that is b is equal to 3. Here the quotient is 3. Since the quotient is 3, the r value should be either 0 or 1 or 2. Here n is equal to 3q plus r. Since this is 3, since the quotient is 3, the remainder should be greater than or equal to 0 but less than 3. Therefore, the values of the different remainders are either 0 or 1 or 2. Case 1. If r is equal to 0. If r is equal to 0, then n is equal to 3q plus 0 is 3q. n is equal to 3q. Since n is equal to 3q, it is divisible by 3. Now, then n plus 2, second value is n plus 2. n plus 2 means 3q plus 2. Since plus 2 is there, it is not divisible by 3. And the third value is n plus 4. n plus 4 means 3q plus 4. Since it is 4, it is also not divisible by 3. Therefore, in the first case, when r is equal to 0, out of n plus 2 and n plus 4, only n is divisible by 3. Only one value is divisible by 3. And the second case now. Second case means second value of r, that is r is equal to 1. Consider r is equal to 1. If r is equal to 1, then n is equal to 3q plus r, 3q plus 1. Since it is 3q plus 1, this 1 is not divisible by 3, therefore it is not divisible by 3. And then n plus 2. N plus 2 means 3q plus 1 n value plus 2. 3q plus 1 plus 2 is 3. This is divisible by 3 and this is also divisible by 3. Therefore in total it is divisible by 3. And the third value is n plus 4. That is 3q plus 1 plus 4. That is 3q plus 1 plus 4 is 5. Since it is plus 5, it is not divisible by 3. Again, when r is equal to 1, out of n plus 2 and n plus 4, only one value is divisible by 3. And the third case means third value of r, that is 2. Consider r is equal to 2. If r is equal to 2, then n is equal to 3q plus 2. Now if you verify, 3q is divisible by 3 but 2 is not divisible by 3. Therefore in total this n value is not divisible by 3. Then the second value, n plus 2. N plus 2 means n value is 3q plus 2 plus this plus 2. This is 3q plus 2 plus 2 is 4. Here 3q is divisible by 3 but 4 is not divisible by 3. Therefore in total this n plus 2 is not divisible by 3. And next value is n plus 4. N value is 3q plus 2 plus 4. This is 3q plus 2 plus 4 is 6. 3q is divisible by 3 and 6 is also divisible by 3. Therefore in total this n plus 4 is divisible by 3. Therefore when r is equal to 0, out of n plus 2 and n plus 4, this is not divisible by 3, this is not divisible by 3, this is divisible by 3. Therefore only one of n plus 2 and n plus 4 is divisible by 3. Therefore in all the three cases, in case 1, case 2 and case 3, out of n plus 2 and n plus 4, only one value, here n value, here n plus 2 value and here n plus 4 value. Only one out of n plus 2 and n plus 4 is divisible by 3. Thank you one and all.